Welcome all to the weekly outlook. Burn here from EWPRO. Getting straight into the weekly outlook, starting with the DXY. Nothing's changed on the daily. We're just looking for that WXY, X2, and now we're looking for that Z down, like last week. On the H4, this may become more complex. We've got that. So we got that A, B, C. We've got an impulse down and an impulse up. This is looking rather corrective, so I'm looking for another one up here, and then you can look for that sell. You can see on the H1 here, this is looking rather corrective. So you could scout the buy. It's risky to buy. It's safer to wait for a sell. Get an impulse up in here and a sell set up, and then you can look for a sell. AU on the daily. So we got this A. I'm looking at an A. I'm looking at this as a possible B wave in here, and then we get a C down, finishing off the B wave, and then we get a C up. So I expect this to be rather choppy up in here for the next few months. Doesn't mean we can't trade it if you get good positions, but so on the H4, we're looking at that WXY. We're looking for that X2 up to that 38.2, and then we'll look for that Z down. On the H1, you can see I was looking for a flat last week in here. So we're getting this wave up here now, this wave C up. Did it break the top there? It has broken the top, and we have bearish divergence. So any sell setup you get, you'd be looking for the sell for that wave Z down on the H4. EU on the daily. So very similar to AU, we got that impulse up. I'm just looking for a correction in here, and then we can buy. Once we get this, and it may take a few weeks, but then we'll be looking for the buy. There is another chance that this gives us another low, which I'm not going to go into on YouTube. So this is a sort of, what I was looking for during the week. We're getting all these like sharp moves. This is looking corrective in here, so I dare say we get another one down here, and then we get some sort of an A, B, C as our flat, and then we get A, B, C. Yeah, so I think this is going to become far more complex. EU. So I'm looking at an A, B, C, and then we get that larger A, B, C. Before more downside, more than likely. If this is all corrective, we'll get another lower low after this low here has been broken over here. GU on the daily. Very similar to the other two. We've got an impulse up, and I'm just looking for a correction in here before we look for the buy. On the H4, it is a little bit difficult because I'm still looking at this as like an A, B, C. Before we get like an A, B, C down. H1, we haven't quite broken the top here yet, but I dare say we do. When we do break this top here, we'll start to get bearish divergence, and then any sell setup you get, you can look for the sell to go and break the low. NU on the daily. So this one is looking quite nice. We've got that A, B, C as an expanding flat in here in the B wave. So we're looking for that wave C up. This is one of the better looking ones. Not really much on H4. They all have this similar structure as an A, B, C, as a possible A, B, C as a flat. So we can't totally rule out another one down before it does actually go. But I'm more inclined to only look for the buys. This was actually WXYX to a Z up on the M30. Then we got impulse down. I was sort of hoping it would give us better price action as an A, B, and a C, a larger correction, and then go. But it's gone up and broken at the top already. So we are starting to get bearish divergence. So you will have to start to be very careful trading now, where we have these higher highs, and we're getting that bearish divergence. GY on the daily. Nothing's changed. We're looking at that WXY. This is a larger correction and then another one down. It won't be a wave Z, but this is looking too corrective. So I'm still looking for an A, B, C. You can see it's very choppy coming down. So it's very difficult to trade. We've got some sort of a flat in here, an A, B, C. Again, if you're trading this pair, you're already experienced enough to that you wouldn't need my help, because it's quite difficult. Is this the flat here? A, B, C. Then we get another one up. A, B, C. A, B, C. A, B, C. This can turn quite complex. It's not really doing, after the bearish divergence on the higher time frame on the H4, it hasn't really fallen over like I'd expect. So we're getting larger corrections. I mean, if we look at it now, this is more bullish if we went down onto the lower time frame. So you could look for this one up here earlier on in the week. UY on the daily. There is a chance that we get a wave Z up here. I'm not really looking for the wave Z up. Like I've mentioned in my YouTube videos, I'm not going to go into the reason why we still can't get that wave Z up. But I'm just looking for a correction in here and then more downside. So I should have removed all my drawing tools before I've done this. Oh, well, we got a WXY. I'm looking for that X2 and a Z up. I dare say we'll get that ball hidden for a wave Z up, and then more than likely it'll fall over, unless it just falls over from here. So I was looking for an ABC over here for more downside. We got that WXY X2 Z down. I was looking for an A, B, C, and then possibly more downside before we get that wave Z up. We need that correction a similar size as X1 in X2 on the H4. UCAD. So I'm looking at an A, B, C, and then we get that larger A, B, C before we look for upside. It's not really giving us any sell setups, this pair. On the H4, we're looking at a WXY. This may turn more complex and give an A, B, C in here, and then an A, B, C down in here to finish off that wave X and then give us that wave Z up. So if you are trading this, I'd be waiting for a complete structure if you're looking for the buy before you buy. USD, Swiss franc. So I'm still looking at it as an A, B, C. Then we get some sort of a correction in here. Then we can look for downside. It is looking rather corrective so far, but this may keep on going on for a long time. A correction in here. H4. We got that WXY, X2. We got the Z up. We got this nice impulse down. I'm just looking for sells. You can only buy above that top, unless you're scalping for the buy in here. But I suspect that if I go down to the lower time frame, we'll see a structure in here. You can see in here we get an A. We're in a B wave here, and you get a C up, and then we get more downside. So if you're looking for the buy in here, you definitely can scalp that up, but then you'll be looking for a sell setup. EG on the H4. Oh, sorry, on the daily. So I'm looking for that A, B, and we're looking for that C down. This is very slow, like I mentioned last week. It is starting to go now. Last week we were looking for that flat, and it has dropped. So if you're in that, I'd be at least holding half, and let it go. I expect there'd be more downside in this. WTI. So we finally fell out of here, like I've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks. This is looking too corrective. So we get another one down. But I was looking for a WXY, A, B, C in the X2, and then we look for the sell. Instead, it gave us this here. So this may be becoming more complex as an A, B, C. Then you get A, B, C as a larger flat before we get some sort of an A, B, C or WXY. So really, I'll be only looking for buys. And we're getting all this bullish divergence. So, I wouldn't be trading against that. We got that A, B, C up in here like we were looking for. After this one didn't give us that A, B, C. We were just looking for an A, B, C then, and then it's gone and broken the low. This is quite impulsive. It may be the end of a move though. And again, I'm really only looking for buy setups. We've completed the wave Z down now. We've got that WXY, X2, and we've got a Z down breaking the low. We've got this bullish divergence. So any bullish setup you get, I'd be looking for the buy. So we're starting to get a bullish sort of a B wave in here on the lower time frames. If you get any bullish setup and entry, you can look for the buy. Gold's kept on going, which is nice. I'll just go to the weekly quickly. So the weekly, these are the targets here. We're looking at that WXY, X2, and we're looking for that Z up. So we can get up to like $2,358 area. So there is still quite a bit of room up. I'd expect it to at least go and break this top here. On the daily, there's really not much. We just got those 3 down and 3 up. Well, I was sort of expecting a larger correction in here before it went, but it's just gone. So I was looking for a few weeks ago, I was looking for this to come and break the low. It did go and break this low, so technically it's complete. But yeah, it would have been nice if we did get a little bit more downside in here. On the H1, like I've mentioned, we got that bull hidden there, and that was the reason I took this trade in here somewhere. I'm still on that trade. If I just show you that now. So this is a live account. Once some of the data's chopped out, you may not be able to see that it's a live account, but it's a live account. This is my entry here. This is my stop loss in floating profit, and I'm still on this trade. I'll look to add. More than likely, it'll correct. If you're not in it already, you need to wait for the correction before you look for the buy. So I'll be looking to add, and this is what I teach in my group. Marketers will just say, oh, they just scalp a few pips. They come on YouTube and do all these live trading and all that. If you do that, you're gonna lose money. That's what they do. They just scalp a few pips, and instead of, I call this trading. This is trading. What I'm showing you. This entry here. So, and as you'll see, if I go over here, if you go back a few weeks ago, I traded all this up in here from a little entry there. Then I added to my position in here and got a bit of that as well. I showed those trades to you probably about 4 weeks ago. These trades up in here. Now I'm in it again. That's trading. You'll find a big difference between the marketer and a trader, because the marketer won't show you their trades. They'll just tell you on the internet, oh yeah, we took that trade and we got that much out of it and all that. If you believe that, well, good luck to you. Silver on the daily. So we're looking at that WXY 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and this may be the end here as a complex correction. But there is a chance that we get another one down in here, like I've mentioned. On the H4, this correction's become too large. It's a lot larger than this one here. But like I said, it can be still a like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 as a complex correction, and still give us that another one up here. It looks like it is going. I don't trade this pair, so I really haven't been watching it during the week much. Would have given a very difficult entry. It would have been really testing your patience here. You know, it broke out and then come back under and would have taken your stop. So you would have had to have taken this trade in here. If you're in this trade in here, well, I'd keep it because it may do the same thing as what gold has done and really take off. Bitcoin on the daily. So I was looking for that flat A, B, C. It still can be a flat for another one down. So you will have to be quite careful. I was really hoping this would go and break that low, and then you could really load up on it down the bottom. On the H4, we got those 5 up. We got those like W, X, Y, X2, Z up. It fell over. Like this is rather impulsive and this is impulsive. So there really isn't a structure here yet. So really need a nice structure to trade. H1, we're getting a bearish divergence. So I definitely wouldn't be looking for buys up here. We're getting that bearish divergence on the H1. So I wouldn't be, I mean, if you're scalping, yeah, it's risky, but yeah, you can scalp if you like. I'd be waiting for some sort of a nice correction, like an A, a B, and a C down at some sort of a flat, and then try and get the best entry you can if you're looking for the buy. There's no buy or sell set up at the moment, you know. S&P 500 on the daily. So I'm looking for that A, B, C. This may be over here and we get that C up. So I'm only looking for buys. I did put a trading view idea out on this. But looking at it, now we got an A, B, C in here. A possible flat in there, and then we get a W, A, B, C. So this wave C in here may not be over yet. It's still looking rather bearish. On the H1, we got that W, X, Y, X2, Z down. We lost all that bullish divergence. So it's just looking for a correction and then possibly another one down before it does go. But, you know, any buy setup you get, you really want to be starting to look for the buy. Unfortunately, you know, this is so choppy that, you know, I've taken a few trades in here. And just getting break-even trades, it's not going. We got no impulse. We're not getting nice impulses. This was the first entry in here. It went, you know, come back, take you out at break-even. So, you know, you're going to have to be very careful with this. This does look rather corrective. AU 200. So this one's really fallen over. I was sort of looking for an A, a B, and a C. We never got anywhere near that 100 pip in this wave up in here. So then I was sort of looking at an A, B, C as a flat here. It did start to go and then drop straight back down. You know, we got all these bank failures and everything happening at the moment, you know. So it's going to be very difficult to trade, you know, these stocks, well, indices. But, you know, yeah, see, you can only sell this on the lower time frames. We got that like W, X, Y. So you'd be waiting for an X2 and then a Z down if you're looking to trade. You'd want to wait for a correction similar size to this over here before you look for the sell. I wouldn't be scalping this sells. You know. The FTSE on the daily, so nothing's changed. You know, we're looking for this one down as an A, B, C. We're getting that C down now. So I hope all those that trade it are on it, because there was a nice sell set up on this one. We were looking for up here to get that. So yeah, now you really need to wait for a correction to sell. You got to get a nice correction. I wouldn't be just blindly selling down here, because you'll more than likely get burnt. The DAX on the daily. So this is very similar. We're looking at that A, B, C, A, B, C. So I'm looking for downside. It is starting to go. It's sort of getting some sort of correction in here on the lower time frames. If we just go down to the H1. So we sort of got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 as a flat in here. So if you get any little cell set up in here, a flag, you definitely could look for that cell for an A, B, C. So I hope you enjoyed the weekly outlook. If you did, please hit the like button, share, subscribe. If you haven't, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.